Hey guys, it's Lacey, and today I'm going to share with you the things that I bought at Gen Con and the things that I wish I'd bought at Gen Con. So there are also some games that I didn't buy because someone who's in my gaming group bought, and it seems silly to have two copies of a game when you're mostly together when you game. So the first one of those games is Hanabi. So in Hanabi, you are fireworks magicians, I'm gonna say, just like the best fireworks makers ever, and the emperor has requested that you come and work together to build the best fireworks display ever. It's either a card game or a tile game, and they play exactly the same. So you have your hand, but you can't see it. Everybody else can see it, you can't see it. It's a cooperative game, so you're trying to work together, and you are trying to lay down cards in order 1 through 5 for 5 different fireworks colors. So the highest score you can get is 25, but that's almost impossible. Like, it's so hard to get all of them. And so the only way that you can tell other people what's in their hand so they can either play it or discard it is to tell them, okay, this is green. And you say it very seriously because you want them to understand what you're saying. Or this is a 3. But if there are 2 3s, you have to say these are both 3s. And then they don't know if both of them are one color, or if one's one color and one's the other color. Also, there's only 1 5 of each color. So sometimes those can get discarded if somebody doesn't know what they have. You have time. There are these little discs that have clocks on them that you flip over every time you tell someone something. The only way to get those back is to discard tiles or cards, you know, whatever version you're playing. But sometimes people will be left in the position of everybody's taken the time. They don't know what they have, so their best bet is to discard. And sometimes they discard a really important tile, like the 5, which there's only 1 of for each color. It happens because sometimes we don't communicate super great. It's a game about what you say and what you don't say as well. Because if you don't tell somebody anything, then they probably don't have that great of tiles or tiles you can use right now. When you first start out the game and everybody's like, you're trying to put down the 1s so you can put the 2s on top, you're like, okay, this is a 1. And you're like, play it, just play it. Later, when you're looking for the green 3 because you already have the green 2, you're like, this is green. Where it gets tricky is where they have 2 greens and one of them is a 3. And you're like, how do I tell them? You could say, this is a 3, but what if you have a yellow 2 down as well? So it could be either one. Well, that doesn't matter. You don't have to know which color it is when playing it. You just have to know that it plays. But it's a really fun game. It's interesting to see how everybody like reacts to it because it's like kind of weird because you keep wanting to like look at the back of your cards and there's no information there. I'm supposed to be looking for information and I have none. The next game is Legendary Encounters Firefly. It's like the Alien version, so it's like Legendary Encounters Alien, but it's Firefly. This game also includes some new mechanics. It has side jobs, which are jobs you can do to get money. Whatever turn it comes into the combat zone, you have to do it. So if you scanned it before, you can work on it until it gets to that point. But they can give you money or talents. And the money can be used, the credits can be used to repair your ship. Because you have both ship enemies and non-ship enemies. Ship enemies will hurt Serenity, whereas like human enemies will hurt your character. And so you need to repair your ship throughout the game by using these credits. Talents are cards you can get that they activate a special ability for your character, and each character has a unique one. So those are super helpful. Like I was Kaylee and I could repair the ship. It's very well themed. I really enjoyed playing it. I would have bought it if I didn't know it was already going to be a game night every week. Next game is Monarch. In Monarch, you play as 4 sisters whose mother is ready to abdicate the throne. And instead of just being like, oh, you're the oldest, you get it, she's like, I want to see which one of you is best at running the country. And so you're trying to make your country flourish. There's a board, well, not a board, it's like turned up tiles, and it's towns and farms. So you can tax the towns, but you have to give them food to tax them. Or you can harvest the food. You don't have to you don't have to pay anything to harvest the food. You can also upgrade those towns and farms by buying cards from the deck and putting them down out there. Those cards then help everyone and improve everyone's score overall. But you can also buy cards that come directly into your court. So you might buy a Pomeranian for your royal court, which is very Rococo of you. You might also buy monkeys riding ostriches. That's definitely a card in there, which cracks me up. You might buy fancy clothes. You might buy a book. You might buy a painting. But all of these things give you points. And also some of them have special powers that will say get a bonus point for every beast you have. Get a bonus point for every, clothing item you have. Get a bonus point for every culture item you have. There are 4 different suits essentially, and then there's non-suited cards. So there's culture, might, wisdom, and bounty. So you can also get banners by being the first person to have 2 of that card. So if you have 2 culture cards, you get the culture banner, which gives you a bonus to all of your culture things. At the end, you get an extra point for all of them. It also gives you an extra special power. I think the culture one is getting rid of unwanted guests, or maybe it's giving unwanted guests. There's also a balance banner. You get the balanced banner when you have 2 of 2 different sets. So 2 might and 2 culture, 2 bounty and 2 might, whatever. So in the end, you're just trying to get the most points. It's fun. It's kind of cool to see all the cards. I really enjoyed it. While we were there playing, we talked to the designer, and she's really cool. She says she's actually writing a story about the world, which I'm kind of excited about, and I hope I get to read at some point. Hey, VoiceOver Lacey here. So I will obviously add links for everything in the description box, and there will also be a part 3 about things that I wish I'd bought, but they were Kickstarters, or I just didn't make it back to the booth in some occasions. So I'll add a link here for that whenever it's up. If you like this video, please subscribe so we can be friends and you can see all my videos as soon as they come out. If you'd like to see more videos about Gen Con or conventions in general, then please hit that like button. And always remember, you're special and amazing, and thank you for being you. Bye!